Working in the home before. Farmers had started to use Charles Turnip Townsend's idea of crop rotation. Nobles, seeing how they could make a larger profit, kicked peasants off of the land and fenced off land, began to experiment with plants. Peasants would be hired by merchants to create their products for them to sell. Merchants would bring the machinery and materials to their home. The whole family would help to make the products.
Well, I'm just gonna put some potatoes in here soon. Work harder, loser!
Hey peasant, you can't be your peasant farmer crop here anymore. This is my swamp now.
But dude, I've got like 10 kids to feed. Cut me some slack.
Well, I need farmers to work for me, so maybe I'll give you a job. But you'll be making half of what you used to make. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. I'm out. You're lost, man.
Merchants, instead of taking the supplies and machinery to the peasants' houses, built factories and had workers travel to work. This stopped families from being able to all work together. During this time, many inventions were created to help increase production, like the spinning jenny and the spinning wheel.
Population had decreased significantly because of the Black Plague and 100 Years' War. Still, until 1785, France was the most populated country in Europe, third in the world.
Our little blossom of love in these dark times.
How are we supposed to support our child? There are bodies lining the streets due to plague and whatnot.
A blossom of love. It will bring life and amongst all.
Because of the rise in marriages and faster economic stability, among other factors, population rose significantly. Population growth in France caused a greater demand for products the people could not supply, which meant prices had to go up.
No food!
Get some.
1, 2, Mommy! 3, Mommy, Daddy, I'm hungry! I'm hungry!
Marriage before. Around the 16th and 17th centuries, marriage was controlled by social authorities, priests, village elders, etc., and by parents. Couples needed to be able to support themselves economically before marrying. The rates of illegitimate births were low during this time, and social authorities would often force couples to marry if a pregnancy developed.
You fish are gonna marry Madeline.
Screw you, Dad. No, I won't.
You're 27, you have a lot of money, and you need a wife.
I do what I want.
And also, I'm pregnant.
I think I'm having a heart attack.
He is? I can inherit his land!
Well then, by the power invested in me, I married Dakota Fish to Madeline Wood. Yeehaw. Marriage after. During the late 17th and 18th centuries, a sexual revolution took place. Illegitimate births skyrocketed into a high of 25 to 30%. Fewer women were abstinent and fewer men would marry the women they got pregnant, falling back to promises. This was a result of the cottage industry and growing populations.
Let's do the frick frack.
Will you marry me if I get pregnant?
Yeah, baby.
I'm pregnant.
Psych! YOLO!
Children before. The treatment of children didn't change much over time. Children were put to work at an early age if they survived infancy. During these times, infanticide occurred often. Killing nurses would kill the babies at the order of the parents. Those who could not afford to keep their children would kill them and claim they rolled over onto them in drunkenness. Not another baby! After. Because of all the children left on the doorsteps of churches, founding homes were founded in order to care for them. By 1770, the 1/3 of all the babies born in Paris were foundlings. 1/3 of them were abandoned by married couples unable to support them. 50 to 90% of these children died within a year. Most peasants were no longer farming, and children would help them to make shirts for merchants. This helped to raise income for families.
I don't want this baby.
Hey, kill our baby!
Women before. Women's roles had declined during the Renaissance. Educated women were all allowed involvement but must obey the men. During this time, there was a sexual double standard. Women who slept around were considered lowly, and extreme cases would be killed. Rape wasn't even considered a serious crime. Castiglione, a very influential man, had said, women was to make herself pleasing to the man. Religiously, women weren't respected by Protestants or Catholics.
Go make me a sandwich.
This is all we had.
Women after. Women's roles still didn't change much until the late 1800s. Protestant women were still expected to manage the home and kids. The upper-class Catholic women did have self-development options in religious orders.
Protestants!
Catholics!
Protestants!
Catholics!
Protestants!
Catholics!
During this time, absolute monarchs like Louis XIV were taking complete control of the national churches. Protestants were persecuted by Catholics who were having their own counter-reformation. Alleged witches also are heavily persecuted. Go!
Wait! It's a witch! Get the witch! Get the witch! There's a witch!
What's going on?
I don't know. What am I doing? I don't understand. I'm just gonna video it.
What am I doing?
Alright, what we're doing is we're gonna
Go?
Oh my god.
You gotta be in the mood, okay?
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go. Okay.
Go make me a sandwich.
This is all we had.